Hi, friends. Welcome to Convince Brett to Eat Breakfast, my show where I talk to my friends and they try to convince me to eat breakfast. I have a really great guest today who's going to, I think, try to convince me to eat breakfast or at least provide me with the breakfast. And it is my friend Dito. So I'm going to bring Dito on right now. Hold on. Let's see if he's here. Oh, hey!
Hello.
Hello, Dino. Hello, world.
Hello, world. I'm a rabbit with floppy ears.
This hat is so cute. Those floppy ears are really, really cute.
Right? I really enjoy this.
I think they're like super. I think they like also look a little old timey. Like you look like a 18th century bunny rabbit.
Or a hare.
Yeah.
Right? Like a hare. Like what's that Alice in Wonderland character? The March Hare?
Is it the March? I don't know. I was very scared by Alice in Wonderland as a child. I did not trust that rabbit.
No.
Or that little girl for agreeing to all of it.
I know. Just stop growing and shrinking.
Yeah, stop growing and shrinking. Where are the adults? Like, there's a terrifying cat.
The Red Queen is insane.
Insane. And like the kind of casual violence that's happening when she's cutting off people's, it's very scary.
Yeah, and using don't they use flamingos as croquet things? Yeah, it feels like a metaphor for the times we're living in.
I think it is a pretty apt metaphor.
Right? Isn't the Red Queen so Trumpian?
She is so Trumpian. And isn't there another queen? Isn't there? I don't know. Aren't there like two queens and one is the Red Queen and she chops off people's heads and they play chess and croquet and then there's like another queen
there's a White Queen, I think.
Yeah, she's the like White Queen, but I don't think that she's any better than any of the other characters. Like she's not like safer. They're all dangerous.
Maybe Lewis Carroll's like, listen, we're all flawed. This world is full of flaws.
I don't know. I also think like maybe he's one of those people who like wants to terrify children. You know, like how C.S. Lewis like secretly wanted to terrify children and Roald Dahl wanted to secretly terrify children. But then like as an adult, you forget that. And then you inflict that on your kids and your kids like don't know.
Yeah, wasn't there a whole idea that like the good old fashioned fairy tales were like, this is to toughen you up.
Yeah.
There's a wolf out there that could eat you and eat your grandmother.
Yeah, and you'll live in his belly for a long time.
So look alive because
listen to me when I talk to you.
Well, yeah, if I say don't play in the well, don't play in the well.
Did you ever read The Witches, the Roald Dahl book, The Witches?
Oh, that rings a weird bell.
It's about a witch hunter, a grandma who's a witch hunter, and a little boy whose parents die. So he goes to live with his grandma, and they end up going to a hotel, and there's a witch convention there, and then he gets turned into a mouse. It's like a whole. It's also a movie not starring Angelica Houston, not Angela Lansbury. It's a movie with Angelica Houston.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I gotta check that out. Good. Is the movie good? Or is the book better?
I don't know. The book is way better, but it does this thing where it's for children and it's like, let me tell you how you can find a witch. And they're like, a witch is a woman whose nostrils are a little bit bigger than a regular person's nostrils. And she wears a wig because all witches are bald. So if she scratches her head, she's wearing a wig. So you know she's a witch. And witches have no toes. They only have like square, like things like this. So their shoes always hurt their feet. So if you see a woman who scratches her head, I was on high alert.
That's every woman.
That's every woman.
A woman who's a little bit itchy on her head and is uncomfortable in her shoes sometimes. That's every woman. That's
It was
me.
like literally, it's like any afternoon, late afternoon around 4:30 or 5, women are getting off work and like 7-year-old Brett was like, which.
You were like, yeah, what's that? Yeah, that play.
Oh, I saw Goody Proctor.
Yeah, yeah.
The Crucible.
Crucible. The Crucible. Exactly.
Yeah, I was very worried. And also like kind of the fact that the book posits that like it's inevitable. The witches will get you. Like the argument was never like if the witches will get you. It's like when and what they'll do to you. It was very scary. And they win, kind of like the
The
little boy
boy,
gets turned into a mouse.
and then he doesn't get turned back into a boy?
No, he spends the rest of his life as a mouse. And he loses his tail. It is. If you're talking about drama, high drama.
You know, I was so worried that we wouldn't have anything to talk about. And now I'm like, we have so many things to talk about that I don't think we have enough time.
No, I'm concerned.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Have you eaten anything? Do you have sustenance?
I do not. So wait, welcome to Convince Brett to Eat Breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We've done it. Yeah. I are you pro or are you con breakfast?
Pro.
You're pro breakfast.
But I had to think about it. Sometimes I don't eat it. But that's if I'm like, remember when I had to rush off somewhere?
Yeah.
Sometimes, if I just have to rush off somewhere and it's like, if I feel sleepy,
Yeah.
then I'm not usually hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So like these days, when I don't have anywhere to rush off to, I can drink my morning coffee and then the hunger starts to come.
Yeah.
But
when does your hunger come? When does your hunger come?
It comes after the coffee. So it goes like, all right, I'm allowed to say dirty things.
You're allowed to say all the things.
But basically it goes like coffee, maybe 2, poop time.
Yes.
Then the poop creates a vacuum that must be filled.
I like that you're a complete system though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no food enters until there's space.
Exactly. It's a cycle. It's a cycle.
Yeah,
but yeah, there are definitely people who are not hungry for breakfast at all. Maybe
I'm not hungry for breakfast.
Wait, but what if I said bread? The airplane is leaving at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. So we've got to leave here. We got to wake up at 4 and leave here by 4:30. And we'll be at the airport and then we take off at 6. When in that kind of morning would you get hungry?
Probably around like 10 or 11.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't get hungry until like 1. But I also think it's coffee. I think it's like I drink coffee and then I poop and then I'm actually like I don't feel any void. Like I feel like I'm like free. I'm like it's an empty system.
You're a perfect system that doesn't need you like have batteries so you don't need to refill.
Maybe I also think it's like the caffeine does a lot to like fill me up. Or maybe gives me the false sense of but if I woke up at like 4 in the morning, I'd be hungry around 10 or 11. But I also probably wouldn't eat breakfast. I would just be breakfast food makes me sad. Like the idea of going to an airport and like getting like a Starbucks egg bacon, like you know what I mean? And it's like wrapped up in the and like you're just standing there with 100 other people that you'll never see. The whole thing would really bum me out.
You're like, this is not made with love.
Yeah, I need like my breakfast like from my grandma. You know what I mean? Like made very early in the morning.
Yeah, but I was thinking about intermittent fasting, which is a new trend.
Yeah.
People are like, I need to lose weight, so I'll do intermittent fasting, which I don't think I've ever tried. But there's sometimes a rule of like, don't eat from like dinner, like say you're finished dinner at like 8 o'clock, then I think you don't eat again until like noon the next day. But
Yeah,
you'd be
that's
fine.
me. Yeah.
You'd be fine.
I mean, I didn't realize that I was intermittent fasting until people were telling me about it. And then I was like, wow, look at me. I'm like, care so much about my health. But I also like eat lunch and then it's snacks until, like, it's not as if I'm not recouping those calories. I eat lunch and then it's just like chips, dinner, ice cream,
So,
beer.
one thing we were talking about getting older earlier.
Yeah.
And like one thing I started to notice, uh, you gain a little poundage that you don't want when you're like past a certain age. And this is an I statement. And then, so was it like a year or two ago, I started counting calories. And there's an app for that.
Is it the MyFitnessPal? Is that what you use?
That evil thing. But it revealed to me how much I like mindlessly eat.
Mm-hmm.
Empty but very big calories.
I love treats though. I love food treats.
Wait, are you a sweet tooth or a salty tooth?
A salty tooth.
Oh, me
too. Love a chip. I love a prosciutto for a snack.
Yeah. Prosciutto. But I think that's pretty, well, I guess they're not that healthy. But
it's not good for you. It's not good to eat it as much as I eat it.
Recently, I was like, what if I could eat one of my meals per day is a salad? What if that were just a rule?
Yeah. How did that go?
I mean, I think that for a while I was able to do that because I was doing this job where meals were included, and the cafeteria there had a salad bar, so it was really easy. But actually, if you're cooking for yourself, like maintaining all the ingredients for like a really beautiful, alluring salad, it's a lot.
It's a lot of work. I'm also a big fan of just the toppings of the salad. Like I'm a big fan of like olives, cherry tomatoes, pickles, like and a piece of chicken. Like, you know what I mean? And then I don't have to worry about like the constant I don't know, lettuce dies so quickly. I feel so guilty about wasting food. You know what I mean? I'm always like shoving, I'm always like, oh, it's gonna go bad. So I have to like eat a pound of kale in a day. You know what I mean? And then the next day I'm like, oh.
Yeah, then you're like, I need this coffee so bad right now.
No, I definitely need it. I need an empty system.
Wait, so here's a question that's related to breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was a kid and I was like, Mom, I'm sad or whatever, or if my mom was like, today's a special day, she would make me cinnamon toast.
Oh, I'm so curious about this cinnamon toast. I like that packaging though. That reminds me of my childhood.
Right? It's just like, I think I've owned this package for too many years because look, but you don't really need that much cinnamon. So it's like a big, anyway, the point is that cinnamon, I've learned recently that cinnamon is very good for something, your heart, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's good for you, but it also is delicious. And so my mom would have this jar that was a little bit out of reach, that was a jar or like a little bowl, like sugar and cinnamon already mixed together.
Oh.
Already salivating thinking about it.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, so imagine 2 pieces of the best toast, because they're, it always tastes good when someone else toasts it for you. They're like, I'm toasting this for you. And so she toasted it, spread it with butter, and then like make it rain with cinnamon and sugar.
Oh my God.
Delicious.
I can make that. I can make cinnamon toast. It's
easy to make and it's delicious. And I don't, speaking of diets, I'm not sure that's so like, it's pretty carb heavy, but it's pretty good.
I think it's worth the try. Wait, but I'm gonna like so it's just cinnamon and sugar.
It's just cinnamon, sugar, and like toast, buttered toast.
And buttered toast.
Yeah.
I have all the supplies to make cinnamon toast. I'm also like thinking about it, like I remember Cinnamon Toast Crunch very fondly. So I assume that this will be.
It's a related flavor.
Yeah.
And you can always wash it down with some milk, which will really make it all feel.
Oh, like deep nostalgia.
Deep nostalgia, deep Cinnamon Toast Crunch feelings.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna get supplies to make Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yay!
Yeah. So hold on. I'm gonna go get some stuff. So I want to tell people about the first time we met because I feel like I've been holding on to this like secret surprise of the first time we met.
Oh my God, this is amazing. All right,
So
maybe.
Yeah.
Why don't I tell the version that I remember, and then you can get supplies, and then you tell your version.
That's perfect. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, first of all, people out there in TV land, I've always loved the name of this tea. It's called Constant Comment. Speaking of constant comment, I think everyone has this fear. They're afraid either that they won't have anything to say in a social situation, or they'll have too much to say, and someone will be like, "You talk too much." So I've always loved this because it's like, wow, constant comment. That's a danger. Anyway, so the way that I think that I met Brett Robinson is that I forget what year this is, but you're season 2, right?
I'm season 3.
Oh, you're season 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's insider lingo for people who, there it is, sugar. It's labeled so beautifully.
Is it a lot or just like this much?
Well, how much toast do you have?
I have a whole loaf of bread, but I can do two toasts.
Yeah, two toasts. So I'm gonna need you to have a bowl where you mix together the sugar and the cinnamon.
Okay.
Okay, you're on it. If I could send this through the screen, I would.
I know mine is like a weird one that my grandma gave me. It doesn't have the same nostalgic power, but it is like kind of inherently grandma because it's like so random. You know what I mean? Like it's like where did she find this?
And it's very like she got it from like a market somewhere where it's like we printed this sticker out in the most plain font we could.
I know. I find the whole thing. It also says cinnamon Vietnam. Is cinnamon made in Vietnam? Anyway, this is like a whole.
I think so. Do you know that cinnamon is the bark of a tree?
No, I didn't know that.
Have you ever seen like a stick?
Yeah, that's the like, bark of a tree.
I think, correct us if we're wrong, but I think they take the bark off of the cinnamon tree and then they dry it, and that's why the bark starts to curl like this, and that's what a cinnamon stick is.
Oh, I believe it. That seems true to me.
Wait, okay. So Brett Robinson enters the Pig Iron School the third year, the third time we have a class, so she's in season 3. And she arrives, and I believe when she arrives for the first year, this is my first time meeting her. Coincidentally, then part of Pig Iron Theater Company goes down to Actors Theater of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky. And we do a show called I Promise Myself to Live Faster, which was a gay fantasia about it was like a sci-fi romp with amazing costumes by Machine Dazzle and written by Greg Moss and with choreography by Sam Pinkleton. Why am I saying all these things? Anyway, the point is that we would be rehearsing or warming up. We had like there are these 3, I want to say there are 3 or 4 rehearsal rooms in that space. And there were pictures of Brett everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, Brett is following me around because I just met her as a student entering her first year. And then I was like, oh, before she was at Pig Iron, she was clearly at Actors Theater of Louisville. And there were lots of like pictures, like those like candid pictures of someone like watching a scene happening. And you're like, ah, or whatever. I just remember her being a really cute picture of you. I was like, what are the chances? So that's my recollection of the Brett Robinson, Tito Van Regenberg first meeting. But
Okay, I have one that is connected to that. So after I left Actors Theater of Louisville, I went back to New York, and I had and I got an agent. And one of the first job auditions she sent me out on was for 12th Night, for Mariah in 12th Night.
Oh my God.
So, okay, so yes, isn't this the craziest thing?
That I don't remember at all.
I mean, like, why? There's no reason, because she was like, oh, you like things. Like literally my agent was like, oh, well, I know you'll like them. You like stuff like this. And I was like, okay.
Had you already heard of Pig Iron or no?
I had not heard of Pig Iron at all. I didn't know anything about, I had heard of Pig Iron because when I was there, I knew Suli, and she had mentioned it, but it wasn't like I knew what Pig Iron was, or the like company or the group. Like I didn't know anyone. And so it was you, Dan Rothenberg, and oh my gosh, who
Alex
else?
Torres?
No, who's married to Sarah?
Oh, James.
Yeah, and James. And I auditioned with you too. And you guys like, so like I did my little side reading, and then Dan was like, okay, do you mind if these two guys like get up and do the scene with you?
And you're like, okay.
I mean, huh?
Oh my God.
Isn't that wild?
That's crazy. So then after that, how did you get to the Pig Iron School?
Okay, so I'm gonna turn you around. Do I butter the toast before or after? I mean, before in the oven or after the oven? You know what I mean? Should it be toast? Huh?
It should be toast, piping hot. Then do you have butter or margarine?
Yeah, I do. But so I should toast the toast first.
Yes. Oh, that's good toast.
I know. This is Trader Joe's lifestyle I live now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, toast it up.
Okay.
And then butter it up. Oh my God, you're putting it in the oven?
Yeah, I don't have a toaster.
How long does it take?
Like
how long
2-3 minutes.
Oh my God, don't forget it. No, do you want me to set an alarm?
Yes, let us know. I mean, I have to like kind of pay some attention to it. I get really, I've burnt toast on the show before. Don't worry. I've made that mistake before.
Just because that's what I would do. Okay, I'm setting a timer for 3 minutes, 2 minutes?
Let's do 2 minutes, and then we'll go back and check it. And I sometimes just get panicked, so I just keep going back and forth.
Okay, I'm on it. I'm your stage manager. I would be such a terrible stage manager.
Yeah, I would too, though. No, I mean, I can't imagine me. I also can't really imagine you, but I think it'd be nice to have you in the room.
Yeah, I think I would be like a good dramaturg or something. Maybe assistant director. You have assistant directed on a show that I was in.
That's true. I assistant directed on Wait, What Do You Want a Cookie? Which is it's very hard to be an assistant director. I thought I was just going to be like hanging out. It's hard.
Well, that was an insane amount of work. John Jubbo, not what's the opposite of like he sets his, the sights are set high.
Yeah, he's ambitious. Or she's ambitious.
She's ambitious.
She's ambitious.
Wait a minute. So wait, how did you get from a crazy audition for 12th Night all the way to coming to the Pig Iron School?
Oh, well, I was in New York, and I was like auditioning for things and doing plays. But then there was like a time where really the sign was like Ruined became really popular as a play. And I was auditioning for Ruined, this like very sad play about like African women, like very sad, very dark. And I was auditioning for it like over and over and over again.
Is that Lynn Nottage, or is that?
Yeah, it's Lynn Nottage, right? It's not Susan Lloyd Parks. I know it's bad for me to be like running through my head of like all the Black women players. I'm like, but I think it's Lynn Nottage. I do think it's Lynn Nottage.
It's not Denai.
Yeah. Huh?
It's not Danai Gurira.
No, 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 no,
I love
no.
it.
But she was in it.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, yeah.
But we kept I kept auditioning for it, and I was like, wow, like what a nightmare. Like the best version of success in this is like if I go to do a play away from people like I know and I love, that will really make me sad like every day, and that will be successful. You know what I mean? Like that will be success. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And I was just like in New York, and like people really liked me but didn't really know what to do with me. They thought I was like really funny, but like there wasn't like a ton of work. Like the work wasn't there. And I was like, oh well, I should just go away and do something fun for like a year or so and then come back, because I didn't want to go to grad school.
Right.
Like I didn't want to like go to NYU or something. So I went to 12th night and ran into Suli. And Suli was like, oh, you should check out this school, the Pig Iron School. It sounds like kind of like the break you would want. And I did, and then I got in, and then I was like, oh no. Like I didn't know anyone.
I wanted 1 year, but not 2 years.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted like just to be fun and like imagine that I made my own work. I didn't really think I was gonna have to uproot my whole life, but I did. I totally did. I didn't know anyone here. I knew my now ex-boyfriend's cousin, and she let me live with her for a month until I found a place.
The place where you live now? No.
No, now I live underneath. I shouldn't tell people where I live, right?
Don't let them come find you. Wait, why hasn't the alarm gone off?
Wait, okay, let's go check the toast.
That was weird. I set the alarm.
But it's also okay. I don't think it's. I'm flipping it, but it is toasted on one side, but well toasted.
Maybe because my sound is off on my alarm, it didn't. Oh, when timer ends, play that.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes.
But I like it here now, and I have like a pretty normal life. Like I do theater. I have like the best version of like what I want.
I know. Well, it was so funny because I went to acting school in New York, Neighborhood Playhouse, Meisner School. You're wearing lavender. I'm wearing lavender. You're wearing lavender. I'm wearing lavender.
You're wearing lavender.
And so I don't know why this story keeps coming up, but it feels related to your story, which is that, Pig Iron had already kind of started, and Pig Iron was like, but who, it was like early day, like, I think we'd had I'd already started acting school. There was one summer at Pig Iron. So who knew what Pig Iron was going to be besides like a summer fun thing. Yeah. And then, so at the very end of the 2 years of that program, they kind of lined us up and typed us. So, that is where they're like, you are like a comic character.
Yeah.
Actor. And you are. And you're,
it's so embarrassing when that happens to you. People like always were like, you look like a lawyer, or you look like a kind of woman who doesn't like to have fun but insists she's gonna have fun anyway. And I was like, that's not who I am.
You're like, is that a read?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like, I guess it's educational to know like what your look makes people think of. But actually I had a really strong, and the more I thought about it, the more I had this feeling of like the more I had this feeling, maybe that's related to like, am I just going to get auditions for Ruined over and over again? Oh, that like narrow idea of what I'm capable of makes me feel like just a cog in the wheel. Oh.
Is that 2 minutes?
That didn't feel like this timer is crazy. Speaking of Alice in Wonderland.
Right. Toasted.
Oh, perfect.
Put that toasted on the screen, but it is toasted. Think the whites off. It's actually quite toasted, I promise.
Really? It doesn't look very golden.
I know. I feel like it looks golden to me, but it looks very white on the screen.
Well,
but it has got the toastability factor, I promise.
Okay. I'm not sure I believe you because You handle that toast like it was very cool.
Oh, I have server fingers. Like I don't
Okay.
feel anything.
Because I would be like, ow, 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 ow. But you were like,
Let's
here it
see.
is. Okay, do
Oh
you have
yeah.
the butter?
I mean, let's put them back in. Now I don't trust myself. Now I feel like they're brown, but they're not crunchy enough. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I'll do the timer again.
Okay.
Start. Okay, just 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
But I'm
Wait,
with you.
look.
I do think that was my feeling is like there was no like I have a ton of curiosity about my capacity, and I'm not trying to like insist that everyone pay attention to me. But I think if this is the only way I'm going to be able to be seen, and like that, you know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, that doesn't actually work for me long term.
Yeah. And there's a way in which you're like, oh, imagining that trajectory. I can feel parts of myself start to atrophy, and I can feel parts of myself start to like be a caricature of myself.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, you eventually start to perform. You like learn how to perfect the performance of yourself, so that only the parts that people are telling you that they want to see are like shown. And now I think, I don't know, I try to teach my students not to worry about that stuff, but I am like, please stay weird and beautiful forever. Like, don't think it's important to lose parts of yourself.
I mean, I think it's important for us weirdos to look at my hat.
Yeah.
To at least say that to people, because most of the time they're going to be told, just figure out a way to fulfill people's expectations so that you can earn money.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's also just like, it's just such a dead end though, because if everyone is if everyone is interested in only looking at a person who looks, it just limits the capacity of the form and just like limits the work that art can do if we're not challenging you to be really authentic to yourself.
Yeah, or even just like stretch within who yourself is, like this idea that like, oh, toast.
What? 2 minutes went so fast. Okay.
I know, we must be having a good conversation.
Darker, but it's drier. Oh, you know what? Why nothing happened? I turned the oven off. And then...
Yes. Okay. So okay, I'm just gonna keep timing. This is like a weird Beckett play where I'm like, I'm just gonna keep. Did the toast anymore? 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. 1:57.
we're like in trash bags,
Exactly. Or like jars up to our necks, and we're like, 2 more minutes. Is it toasted anymore?
Yeah. Do you hear him? Yeah.
Is it a weird coincidence that I have photos from the 12th night, the Pig Iron Pig?
No, I really love that 12th night. And I remember talking, I saw 12th night and then I still hadn't said yes all the way. So then I saw Underground Railroad game.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, I should definitely go to this school. Oh my gosh, look at all these people.
Look at Alex Torre being so handsome.
I know.
That's Birgit. That's the band.
That's the band.
That's Birgit again, and Charlie. Yes.
Oh man, I really love that show. It was the first time I was like, Shakespeare doesn't have to be terrible. Like I was like, oh, it's not bad. Like, you know what I mean?
No, one of the key, weird, simple directions that Dan gave was like, listen, imagine the rhythm of people joking around, and then just kind of like replicate that music, and don't worry about being clear about making us understand the jokes at all.
Yeah, because
especially
most
James.
Of the time especially James. Yeah, but because the experience of the people is actually the most that we can hold on to. Like I don't my ear isn't like smart enough and my brain isn't smart enough. So actually we're just looking for the energy.
Exactly.
And
So oh,
we've done 2 minutes so many times I could tell internally that it was.
you're starting to develop the 2-minute interior clock.
Okay, it is definitely toasted now because it's like.
Oh, that's golden. Yes.
Yeah, that looks better. Okay.
Okay.
But I do like. I live with someone who has a very complicated relationship with Shakespeare. Like he knows like a lot of classical work, but he is kind of like, oh, I see why people don't get it. But it's like what he knows. Like he went to like Scotland, so to like study it. So it's like.
Oh my God.
It's
Does
like he's an.
Does he ever like put on a Scottish accent and then talk sexy?
Yeah. I try to get him to do accents. He really wants me to do accents because he finds my inability to do them so funny.
Oh my
He
God.
like really finds that to be like the highest form of comedy. If I'm like, oh, I can't. Oh, I'm going to the market. Like I can't do any accents. So he finds that hilarious, but he is really good at. He does. He's trying now to become a text coach. That's what he really wants to do.
Oh, that includes like giving people like accent coaching?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what he's doing now. But it is, but he's like, I'm like, I don't like this Shakespeare play. And he's like, I totally understand why, but here's why it's important culturally. Like, you know.
Oh my God. I like that he's good at explaining such things.
He is. I mean, like, he knows it more than, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think he's a Shakespeare scholar, but he certainly like has spent more time with classical works than I have. All right. Yeah. Toast is buttered.
Toast is buttered. Okay. Maybe tip down your camera.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's get a good food feed happening.
Okay. Right. Now, do you have a spoon?
I do. I'm trying to get a perfect. Whoop! Everyone's seeing that I prop everything up on a styrofoam.
There you go. Oh, you already knew to have a spoon. Okay. I'm so excited for this part.
How much do I put on here?
To your heart's content.
Oh, okay.
Make it rain.
Yeah, it looks. Oh my God, it looks really good.
Right? And there's something kind of like it's like a beautiful. You're like Jackson Pollock. You're painting. Yeah. Or it's like a strange, I don't know. It's a beautiful ritual. This
is really, okay. I'm very excited to eat this. They look so pretty.
Oh my God.
They look really attractive. They look like Chrissy Teigen level attractive. Like food prep attractive.
It's like a beautiful puddle in the rain.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I hope you like it.
I really do like it.
Yes! Yes! Success!
You really succeeded. And also, I'm not a sweet breakfast person, but I think it's because I find this sweet, like I always feel like a pancake. There are too many pancakes.
Yeah. I mean? And pancake plus maple syrup, it gets all sticky.
Yeah, it's a really big commitment, but this is not. I wouldn't do that.
I also feel like if I eat pancakes, I immediately go into like a comatose state.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, but somehow like cinnamon toast is okay.
This is like all I want from a sweet breakfast without any of the hassle and any of the existential dread that comes with breakfast.
And then you could do little riffs on it, like you could put little banana slices on top and then cinnamon. Or you could, I don't know, but keep that bowl handy, that sugar, cinnamon. Do you feel like you had the right, I know I didn't guide you very well in terms of like the right proportions?
Well, I feel like I feel like I did two scoops of sugar to 1 scoop of cinnamon.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. I could have done more. What do you recommend for the viewers who want to know?
I feel like that's so like, it's like trying to explain jazz. It's like, I know it when I hear it. I know it when I taste it. But I think, I feel like that's a logical, because you don't want equal parts because cinnamon is really intense. Mm-hmm. But I feel like 1/3, 2/3. that makes sense to me.
This is like this is so tasty.
Oh my God. Wait, on the
What?
back of this, there's a
Mhm.
recipe for, what is this? This also reminds me of Louisville because it's a recipe where you combine 1 tablespoon of cinnamon with honey and butter.
That's
Oh,
good.
then you spread over biscuits. Oh, these are just different things you can do. Every sentence is a new world. Spread over biscuits or rolls. Sprinkle over hot cereal. French toast or waffles. This is like a weird poem. Add to brownies, chocolate cake, and hot chocolate. Use
Ooh,
cinnamon rolls. Oh, cinnamon rolls.
I love a cinnamon roll.
I don't think Cinnabon will ever go out of business because that smell is too much of a trigger.
It is. I also feel like very stressed out by eating them, but I want them so. I like generally try to get someone on board with consuming the cinnamon, like the Cinnabon. But they're especially the Cinnabon. This might be a little gauche, but especially when you're getting ready to get on regional rail, and there's that Cinnabon right there.
And you're like,
That's when I succumb. That's when I'm like, I gotta get some more.
and do people like look over you and they're like,
No, everyone knows. If you're on regional rail, you know what the deal is.
they're like, what? No, but are they ever like, bite?
I wish. Usually I'm like, and then I'm like, oh no. But then there's like only a quarter left. So you might as well just eat. You know what I mean? When you're at the threshold.
I definitely do this thing. So maybe I inherited it from my mom, but my mom had this whole thing about like, oh, maybe it was a joke, but she was like, oh, if I eat something bad, if I eat it standing up, it doesn't count. And I also feel like, oh, if I eat it fast enough, it's like
your body won't notice.
my body, it'll be like, whoa, I didn't see that Cinnabon go by.
I'm a person who's like a big finisher of the thing I shouldn't have had. So like, if it's like a piece of cake that's too big and should be cut in half, I'll eat a giant slice of cake and then I'll be full. But in order to start my life fresh and like anew, I will eat the rest of the cake so that it's gone. Like, so I'm like doing a responsible thing by finishing the thing that I shouldn't have eaten in the first place.
No, I know. Matthew is my boyfriend. He's much better at this. He's like, shouldn't we just throw the rest of this away? And I'm like, no, that's wasteful. Let me just eat it.
Yeah, let me just eat it real quick.
I'm like the dog underneath the table. I'm like, I'll just vacuum the rest of the scraps up.
When I was a little kid, they called me the bottomless pit. That was my nickname because I ate so much food as a kid.
And you have 2 brothers, right?
I have 4 brothers.
You have 4 brothers, and you were the bottomless pit?
Well, I think like maybe there was like a little bit of like gender stuff happening where they were like, I can't believe this girl.
Oh.
I think it was mostly because like in comparison to my brothers, I don't think I ate that much, but I think in relationship to like my friends, like I could never just eat a Happy Meal.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like as a child, I was like, I deserve a Big Mac and a medium to large fry. Like I do not have a Happy Meal appetite.
No. What's that for? That's for children.
Yeah, that's for children. And I want the toy, but I do not want that small portion of food. Yeah, I just ate as much as they did.
Wait, what birth order are you?
I'm the second oldest. I have a brother who's 10 years older than me. So I'm kind of the oldest. You know what I mean? Because he's my dad's first child.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, when you did your dare, let's talk about it a little bit because Mrs. Robinson, if you're watching.
She's watching.
Cuckoo could chew, Mrs. Robinson. That was such a beautiful piece of theater. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, it was, so Brett's mom came to see the final showings of the second year at the Pig Iron School, which is kind of we used to be the culminating activity. Yeah. And now they get their masters, whatever.
Yeah.
So the culminating activity used to be like, oh, every student is in charge of one final presentation, which is called the dare. And you get this phrase and you respond to the phrase in whatever way you want to. But I forget what your phrase was.
the day my mouth shut open.
It's some sort of weird riddle. I don't
Which
know.
is weird, but I also think it was because people didn't think that I had anything to say. Like, I think the teachers thought that I was like very shy or something, opposed to like my general, like, I was just trying to be respectful. You know what I mean? Like,
But you have a lot to say, obviously, and you you basically were like, this is a gift to my mother. You had her sit in this very comfy chair
yeah.
in the front of the audience, and then like it was kind of like a setup like your living room when you were a kid.
Yeah, we tried to like recreate my house, or like watching a movie, like what the experience of watching a movie with my mom, or watching West Side Story, which she loves.
Which she loves. And so it was like this beautiful, oh my God, I wish I could go back in time and watch it, because they were like, and everyone in your class really danced beautifully, and they
I
did.
know, weren't they like really beautiful? It was like really.
And I don't remember if you danced the parts where there was singing, or you danced the parts that were like no singing. You're just like.
Yeah, we like danced, like they danced to set up the room. And then there was a recording of my mom like talking about loving West Side Story. And so then they did her retelling based on like the music of her talking.
Oh my God. So good.
Yeah. I love that piece.
I would watch that piece again.
Yeah. You want to know what's funny about that though? So we did it twice because like there were 2 showings. The first time my mom was genuinely surprised, and also it's all like time to the music. So the first time my mom was genuinely surprised, and she's kind of like shaking and she doesn't understand what she's doing, and she like sits down in the chair. And like it goes really well. The second time, my mom knows it's gonna happen because it's the second show. Right. And then she starts to act. Like then she's like, what? Me? And I was like, it's time to music. Like, I think there's like actually a recording of me being like, you have to come down now. It's time to music.
Oh my God. That's kind of amazing that your mom was like, now I have to act.
Yeah. She's like, now, what? Me? Stop. Really?
I think I saw the genuinely surprised one.
It was really beautiful when she was truly surprised. She was very lovely. I think maybe I was the only person knowing like the kind of performance she was putting on.
Yeah, I don't remember if I saw. It was like a night and then an afternoon.
Yeah, I think in the evening, the second show is the one where she was like, can't believe it.
She was like, thank you.
Yeah, it was I love doing that piece. And now I'm like, maybe I should make more like that. I just like thought it was so fun. And it was like such a nice offering. It really didn't teach me that you could just make theater to like demonstrate love and happiness. Like that, like you can actually just make stuff that's nice.
Yeah.
And that actually means something, like, and that you don't have to worry about it being impactful. Like people will like take away from it.
It is impactful. Yeah.
Because it's like a pleasant Castellucci piece. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
yeah. As opposed to like a terrifying Castellucci piece.
Yeah.
That one where like they do the scoping of the throat.
Oh no. But oh no. I feel like I've like learned how to eat a lot of art vegetables. And for me, Castellucci is an art vegetable. Mm-hmm. But I am sometimes like I can't believe I'm watching this. Like I can't believe I'm watching this and it's good. And I am also like, I don't need to watch anymore of this.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. But which brings me to the question. Mm-hmm. So you assistant directed on Do You Want a Cookie? Mm-hmm. Having a little orange. And then you directed that piece for the end of your student days.
Yeah.
Do you think about directing more?
I think so. I think it's like, it was a strategic plan. Actually, like I was like, sharing so much on this one, but I was like, I like want to like have kids and have a more flexible schedule. And like, maybe if I learn how to direct, I'll be able to add that to my repertoire and like be able to do it. I'm still really interested in it. I think the next year I started teaching, and then I just like worked a lot. Like literally it was like, I like could not believe how much I worked last year and the year before. So I think actually I will have a better opportunity to keep doing it when we come back, because it'll just be maybe not less work, but like probably less work for me. But you know,
Well,
like I just think seasons are going to be shorter. So I can't forecast, but I think seasons will probably be shorter, fewer shows. Some of those shows are probably cast for people they already know. So I'm hoping that that means I can assistant direct and like hang out. Yeah.
right.
So that's my hope. I would love to be, I'd like to be in more of a person who does it. It's hard to make that transition to like feeling really useful to generating work for other people and
Yeah.
like feeling really a lot of validation from that and then making work on your own.
Yeah.
Like you're like, well, but who do I please? So I've been like in that negotiation.
Yeah. Yeah. And pleasing yourself is kind of the hardest in a weird way. Or like,
Yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot from, we kind of made this piece, Last But Not Leashed, but it's like a musical sort of for Martha.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just learned a lot from writing songs and then like structuring the songs and making like a piece that would be satisfying to perform over and over again.
Yeah. I
Um,
love that music. I remember specifically we listened to it. We went to New York for my birthday and we oh God. I just like, don't worry, it's fine. Everything's fine. I just hit my butter dish. And we went there to go see Hadestown, which was like fine. But I just remember me and David were both like, your album was like way better than our pleasure from listening to you was like better than our pleasure of like watching Hadestown. But only because like we were like hoping for, I think my expectations were like cool downtown theater makes it big. And like it is kind of like that, but like not in the ways that I like. I don't know. You know what I mean? I like downtown folks get to be in like on Broadway.
Yeah.
But the compromises, I was like, oh no. But the music is so beautiful. But like, yeah.
Yeah. And the staging is gorgeous, and like that crazy part where they throw the lamps over the audience and they come like a flock of birds and then they come back.
But okay. Oh no, I'm about to say something. I'm gonna give a hot take.
Okay, hot take.
Okay, hot take. No one come for me. That was already existed in Method Gun by the Rude Mechs.
Oh well.
And I guess like and I guess it doesn't matter. Like I know that it actually doesn't matter. But I was like, but I think my like inner downtown theater snob got all riled up in that show. And I was like, oh, but you guys don't understand where that originated in me. And like that doesn't matter. No one cares. Like those people were like, holy fuck. Like, you know what I mean? They were like, what's happening? And I'm like, actually, if you had known, like, I'm an awesome figure. Yeah, I like realized what a hypocrite I am. But like at the same time, I was like.
But you know, I know what you mean. And there is something about Hadestown where you're like, oh, this might be going on too long. or like, oh God, sorry. No, I do think it's brilliant, but I do think that there's also something confusing about it sort of being two stories at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think
there's a lot going on in it, and I understand. There's just like things that like I, as a theater maker, I'm like, maybe there are new ways to do these things. Like when they are like build the wall, and then the lights come up on us as if like we're also implicated because the lights are on the same lights. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, you know, like but also it's not for me. Like I also have to like sometimes remind myself that theater can still be good and not for me.
Yeah.
And like I think it's very good. I just think like those things feel really revolutionary, I think, to people who enjoy theater, but maybe to me, because I've been like the process is so different and I've seen work and I'm looking at it in a different capacity, it's not for me anymore. But there's so much stuff that I like delight. I like there's just so much stuff that I love.
And Amber Gray's performance is insane.
I didn't get to see. We win because I'm obsessed with Amber Gray, and I want to be her. Like, I'm like, oh, her ferocity and her like tenacity. And she's like kind of like fearless and like the energy that I get is she's like so charming and delightful and like wiry and like tough and strong, but like funny. And I was like, I want to be her. One time I met her at Fringe Arts and she told me I had a nice sweater and I didn't say anything back. I'm like, I really like your sweater. She was like with a person that I knew. I could have become friends. I could have befriended this woman. And I was like, I gotta leave. I gotta leave this space. I can't have you. I'm not emotionally prepared to talk to you.
Oh my God, your mouth was shut wide open.
Yeah. Great. Dito, it is 11:56. We have to go. And it was all those 2-minute timers that really did us in.
Exactly. I blame the 2-minute timers and somebody didn't turn on her oven. She was making the cinnamon toast. So don't blame me. Also, my head is getting super hot.
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously. That hat is so cute, though.
Right? I also want to say as a disclaimer that Hadestown is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go see it. Don't
Go see it. But I know what you mean. There's something where, and I've heard this about a bunch of things, like where something downtown moves uptown, and then you're like, oh, I wish I'd seen it when it was still downtown.
Yeah, I wish I'd seen it where it was like a little where like the stakes to please the audience are a little less high, maybe, or like the need for stars. I liked those two actors, but they weren't like into each other. Like I kind of wanted Hadestown to be like sexy, you know what I mean? Because the music is sexy, but it kind of felt like very good. Like it felt very good.
But hot tip, I agree with you that what's her name? Orpheus and Eurydice.
Yeah.
Those people have very little actual chemistry on stage. Yeah. But I heard that they're actually dating.
What? I mean, I can believe it, I guess, but like maybe that's why they have so little chemistry on stage, because they're like shy.
Or they're like, we do this at home.
Yeah, we do this at home. It's old news to us. But they don't have a ton of like, I would like wanted them to be like sexier.
Yeah. But wait, did you not see Amber Gray do the show?
No, she was not there. She wasn't there that night. And we'd come all the way to see her.
Was her sub good?
Yeah, she was good. She was very, very good. And like, I was kind of like, this woman, her sub like was phenomenal and was like an amazing dancer and amazing singer. But I think, and I don't want to talk out of turn about Amber Gray because I literally don't know anything about her career, but there's something about Amber Gray that I like that is like, she doesn't feel like a musical theater person. She seems like what I really relate to is like an actor who sings. And so there's something about the not the lack of precision, but the work of the character supports the weight of everything they're asked to do.
Bingo.
Before the technical skill. And that's what I like love about her so much. And this woman was just like so good at everything. I was like, oh, like you're amazing. And it also feels bad to talk bad about people who are good at stuff. Like,
yeah,
it was amazing.
But you can tell. Oh, and then this is my last thought. You can tell when what people have forefronted or what people began with. Yeah. You can sort of feel that Amber's like, I begin by doing like delving through my acting and then I get to the song. Yeah. And it's different if someone like, I began by learning the song, singing it beautifully, and then I like figured out my way to the character. You can you can tell the difference between those two things. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I think that's like this, that's just so true. And I just like am interested in like where you start and like where the training meets. And like, I'm a person who's like, don't show your training. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't show how good you are at doing the thing. Just like do the thing and use it. I'm talking like I'm some kind of professional, like, or like that I have some kind of authority. Well, no, I totally agree with you that there's a way when people perform to show off their technique, I smell it like right away. Yeah. Yeah. And you're like, right. You bring that thing that's like a training thing, or like I hear you placing your voice. And I'm like, ah. Yeah. Don't do it. Just sing the song. Like the moment demands it. So you just got to figure out a way to get there. All right, Dito. We have, oh my gosh, it's 12 o'clock right now. But I have to ask you 10 breakfast related questions. Oh my God. Oh, we're not done. Okay.
No, we're not. They're really fast though. They're one answer responses.
Mhm.
Okay.
Got it.
Cold soup or hot fruit?
Cold soup.
Cold soup. Bacon or sausage?
Bacon. Turkey.
Dipped in ranch or dipped in honey mustard? This is you, how you would prefer to be dipped.
Oh, myself. Honey mustard.
Honey mustard. Tastiest food?
Tastiest food in the world?
Yeah.
Oh God, tastiest food in the world. French fries.
Grossest food. Grossest food in the world.
Scrapple. Sorry, Pennsylvania.
Who would you want to eat a meal with right now?
Besides you?
Yeah.
Right now. My friend Christina's on.
Oh, nice. Would you rather eat a snake or a cricket?
Cricket. I hate
Fair.
snakes.
Fair.
Just
What
like Indiana
food-
Jones.
Huh?
Just like Indiana Jones. I hate snakes.
Thanks. What food haven't you tried that you would like to try?
I haven't tried. All I can think of is ways that like Dan Rothenberg has tricked me over the years to eat things I didn't want to eat, like bull testicle.
Oh.
But I'm not answering the question. That I would like to try that I haven't tried. And maybe some like tropical fruit, like fruit that I think I've seen, like dragon fruit.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good choice.
I haven't tried it.
I haven't tried it, but it
It
looks good.
It's like bright pink, and then inside it's like white with little black dots.
I'm into the idea of eating dragon fruit. I think that's a really good choice.
Oh, and there's also stinky fruit or durian.
Ooh, yeah. What's that fruit called? Yeah, that stinky one.
Yeah, you're not allowed to like travel with it. They'll stink up a whole place.
It's
Yeah.
a food market that's not too far away from me, and I'm always like, how do people cook it? Anyway, we have to go. Great. Best condiment. This is the last question.
Best condiment. The first one that came to mind was seafood sauce, cocktail sauce.
Ooh, that's a first. Most people say mustard, but I also agree that cocktail sauce is a really good condiment.
Isn't it just a blend of ketchup and horseradish?
Maybe, but that's like really. But I feel like it's like not ketchup. It's like maybe like it's like tomatoey. It's more tomatoey than sugary.
That's true, and it has like little bits of tomato.
Yeah, I think it's like diced tomato, or like and horseradish mixed together.
Oh, like crushed tomato.
Yeah, I like it. Dito, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun. I was worried that we wouldn't have enough to talk about, but turns out we're just full of constant comments.
Constant comments.
Tell your BF that I love him.
I will. He'll be so happy.
And tell him to seduce you in a Scottish accent.
I will. If you say it, he'll probably do it.
Oh my God, will he do anything I say?
I don't know, man. He does think he really does love you.
Oh my God. Well, I saw him perform as Solioni and I was like, who is that?
I know. He's like an incredible performer. He's just like grocer, performer, human. He's superior in all things.
Just a beautiful human.
I know.
You deserve
Maybe I can get him on the show.
Oh yeah. Come on. You should see what he thinks about cinnamon toast.
Yeah. Well, we'll try it. This is so good.
Yay.
Bye,
Right.
Mel.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. This cinnamon toast was so awesome. So delicious. So good. I want to say thank you so much to Dito for coming to convince Brett to eat breakfast. And I will see you all soon. Bye.